All right, beautiful. All right, so we got the sign readings for today. I decided to go ahead and do the live reading for all of the signs for the year 2021. And this is my first live YouTube video too as well. I haven't done YouTube in, ooh, it's been it's been a while. It's going to be a big difference from the last time. We're just going to say that from my last videos. Because if I watch some of my YouTube videos, the very first ones, I'd be like, wow, okay. Hey, Levette. So it's very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see, the feedback from YouTube. But let's go ahead and get started. What's inspiring this reading for 2021 for the signs? I'm gonna do a collective 2021 reading, but we're gonna do that before the new year. We're gonna do that before the new year, so around like December 30th or something. But I am doing well, thank you, Livette. This reading is definitely pertaining to the Jupiter-Saturn alignment first and foremost. Well, not necessarily the alignment itself, but Jupiter and Saturn being in Aquarius. Okay, so I want to make that clear. Because Jupiter and Saturn actually align, of course, on winter solstice 2020. So yes, that energy is going to carry over into 2021. So that's why I'm not going to really focus on the Jupiter Saturn too much, but it is part of the reading, okay, the astrological portion. Now, however, I feel like now I have videos on my IG page at Gabe Stefan. For the YouTube users, I have more information on the Jupiter Saturn alignment and my take on it. I have actually quite a few videos, so you can check that out. So I'm not going to be talking too much about the alignment itself today. However, one of the main themes for 2021, though, okay, well, it will first start off with Jupiter in Aquarius squaring Uranus in Taurus. Okay, and it's very important to point out Uranus and Taurus because Uranus rules Aquarius. Okay, now Uranus, though, I want to make it clear, Uranus is at fall in Taurus. And Uranus does not like Taurus because it really has to deal with so many different people's values and things of that nature. Everyone is pretty much set in their own, thing and what they want to create and build. When Uranus wants to bring people together, as a collective, but it challenges Uranus to deal with, okay, well, everyone has different unique values, so we have to respect that. But the same token, Uranus is challenging the sign Taurus on the whole collective, not just Taurus themselves, on upgrading their values. Okay, upgrading their values, upgrading, their self-worth. I like to call Uranus the creating your own heaven on earth. Okay, because Taurus definitely represents the planet Earth as a whole, in my opinion. So we're here to create our own heaven on earth. Now, Jupiter is going to be the first in Aquarius to square Uranus. Now, that's going to be something because it's going to be happening in January. And we're going to have Mars in Taurus with Uranus. So it's going to really amplify that energy. Okay, it's going to really amplify us to really go against the grain of the collective in some kind of sense, meaning whatever everyone else is doing, we individually, especially if you stand in your values and know who you are and value your self-worth, then it's probably best for you to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. The reason why I say that is because Jupiter in his home sign of Sagittarius, the South Node is there. It modifies Jupiter's energy. That's why I pointed out in my horoscopes today, because it's very important to know this, because if you decide to conform to what everyone else is doing against your own personal values, don't expect good results. Giving you a heads up. Don't expect good results. Especially if it's based off of propaganda, old, outdated beliefs, of course, ideology, of course, political affiliations fall under that categories. Anything that you have been pretty much taught, especially when it comes to philosophy, theories. Okay. A lot of that is going to cause a cultural clash, especially amongst the split in the collective. We're already seeing that happening because Jupiter and Saturn is really causing that to happen. Not just that, Neptune squared the ecliptic nodal axis is really hitting people's minds. I mean, we really see it. I feel like nowadays you see a purple flower. Okay. I'll give you an example. Now, on IG, on YouTube, it looks like violet. Okay, we'll give it violet on YouTube, but here on IG, it's purple. Okay, so we're gonna say this is purple on both platforms, right? Now, I say, okay, these flowers are purple. You got people who are believing something else. They'll say, no, that's orange. And I'd be like, wait, no, it's literally in your face, purple. Literally, it's purple in your face. And then they'll send me an article stating all these little things about protein that has nothing to do with the color purple to prove their point that it's orange. That's the energy we're tapping into with a lot of people too as well. Okay. So I'm not going to get into a lot of the world shit because Jupiter does rule that too. We're not getting into those topics today. I don't want my shit getting removed or them blocking me from saving my lives. So we're not going to play those games today. But I'm just letting you know there's going to be a split in the collective, and we already really do definitely see it right now. Okay, the stories people are hearing. It's like also two example, like I said, the same example with the purple flower. I'm giving you facts, and someone's sending me an opinion piece on why the flower is orange. What kind of battle is that? How's that winning your case? Opinions is South Node Sagittarius. Okay, that's very opinionated. Don't send me a story on why you think the flower is orange. Can you prove that facts that is orange? North Node and Gemini. Prove them. So we're going to be running into that a lot next year because the ecliptic nodal axis ain't changing signs. So it's going to be all year. So I'm just letting y'all know that it's going to be a whole year thing. Now, the last thing I do want to mention is, of course, Jupiter will travel through Aquarius. Jupiter will hit Pisces for a little bit in 2021 as well. Jupiter co-rules Pisces with Neptune. Neptune actually is the main ruler in modern day astrology. So that's going to be a welcoming change. I mean, Jupiter in Aquarius is already going to be a welcome change because the past year was just 2020 was all about Capricorn. 2020 was all about that. And Jupiter does not like Capricorn. Sorry, Capricorns. Jupiter does not like y'all. But at the end of the day, it definitely helped if you were paying attention It was helping us getting aligned with our destiny, our narrow path moving forward. Okay. Jupiter and Capricorn, if you really got that message this year and got aligned, then you're setting yourself up to climb up the steps next year. If you did not do that, you will see the full results of that, because Saturn does co-rule Aquarius too. Saturn rules Capricorn. Saturn co-rules Aquarius too. So the karma from this year is rolling right into next year. So don't think, if you think you can get away with shit, it ain't happening. Because one more thing about Saturn, Saturn is also known as Kronos. Okay, if you know about Greek mythology, Kronos eats his kids. He was able to do that in Capricorn, because that's his true home. But now he's come into his father's house, Uranus. Uranus rules Aquarius. Okay, now he's in his father's house, and now he's got to deal with the judgment of people, because Aquarius rules people. So he can't do that in Aquarius. They ain't no eating kids. And one more thing, Saturn eats all his kids, but we stopped him. Well, people in Uranus stopped him from eating Jupiter. Okay, Jupiter was Zeus. So Jupiter was the alive grandson of Uranus. Okay, so that's why I bring in the grandson, grandfather relationship compared to the father and son relationship, because the father and son is not that good. Because if you're trying, I'm sorry, my father was trying to eat me, I would be throwing a fit. Okay, I would probably separate myself from my father. But anyhow, let's get into the signs. We're going to start with Sagittarius today. Like I said, this reading is pertaining to 2021 for the signs. We'll do a collective reading before the new year. We're going to keep it simple. We're going to pull 3 cards. I'm getting the feel to just pull 3 cards today for each sign, but I'm going to really focus more on the astrology portion of it today. So I'm going to do a lot more talking and then just pull a couple cards, see what Spirit says, and then, kind of see what Spirit has to say, and then we're going to move along. Okay. But 2021 for Sagittarius. So this reading is for Sagittarius suns, Sagittarius moons, and Sagittarius rising, since we're still in Sag season. So happy birthdays to any of the Sages out there who comes across this video or live. Okay, so Sages, let's start with y'all. Okay, so Sag, one of the main things I do want to talk about with y'all is, like I said, your main theme this year was all about what you were building. What were you building throughout this whole year? Okay. That's one of the main things that I hit y'all with, especially with the Capricorn energies. What are you trying to manifest? What are you trying to create for yourself? Because now, like I told y'all, with this Jupiter-Saturn alignment, because you guys will be mostly affected by this, because your ruling planet is Jupiter. And since Jupiter is your ruling planet, you're going to be affected by this alignment. Now, I feel like this Aquarius energy is going to ask you, what are you presenting to the people? Okay? Or the people that you want that you want them to invest in you, invest in your stuff. For example, maybe you are a DJ, you've been practicing your craft. Okay, cute. Now it's time to really push it forward. Okay, push it into the community. Start connecting with others. Okay, which Sages are good with that. I'm not gonna lie, Sages know how to connect with people. They're pretty good at that. But the problem is based off your beliefs, South Node's in your sign. It is truly based off of your beliefs, because if you're still stuck in this old paradigm of how things should work, oh, you're listening to mainstream media, so you're like, okay, well, I can't go out, I gotta stay home, so I'm not going to be able to do this, that, and the third. Okay, if you're going to be on that type time, all right, well, you better get creative and figure it out. Okay, that's one. And then two, I'm going to say important to really launch what you are building, because I'm sorry, I guarantee you a lot of your old jobs and all that shit ain't going to be there next year. It ain't going to be there. So now the universe is asking you, what are you building now? What are you trying to show to the world? Also, what skills have you been practicing, and now you're able to show your talents to the people in your environment? Because now, if you have not been working on anything, if you're thinking that your old job's going to come back, okay, you're going to manifest that, but it's going to come along with some things. I'm not going to say what those things are, but it's going to come along with some things. And I guarantee you it's going to limit your freedom. Sagittarius don't like that. Anything that limits their freedom. So I hope you've been working on something, because now it's time to launch it. Now it's time to really launch it, because next year, I'm going to say this, next year, if you're launching something new, the way you're going to get business is going to be through word of mouth. Word of mouth. Because if you do, like let's just use example. Let's say you're doing hair. Perfect example. That's your model right there. So you do hair, and it looks good on the person. Okay, cute. Now you got a walking model out there, and people are like, "Oh shit, who did your hair, girl?" And they're gonna be like, "So and so did it. Let me get that information." Your way of making business, Sagittarius, next year is going to be through word of mouth in your environment, in your city, okay? Not so much across the world, okay? Not across the pond, Sagittarius. It's not going to be across the pond. It is going to be within your environment through word of mouth, okay? Trust and believe the power of the mouth is going to help y'all out. So I feel like if you're really presenting something to the world and you launch it and you get on social media about it, you really, take advantage of these services that's offered on the internet, because who knows? Who never knows, in a couple of years it might not be there, or you might have to start paying up. So it's time you have the launching pad now. The Aquarius energy is asking, it's the launching pad. It's like, all right, come on, launch something. And if you ain't got nothing to launch, you're going to be empty-handed next year. You're going to miss your boat of abundance. I'm just going to let y'all know that, Sag. You're going to miss your boat of abundance if you ain't got nothing to present to the people. This year was all about that. Not all about still trying to go out. 2020 was all about you building. That's why the universe, spirit, puts you in home, puts you in your stable to get you to work. It wasn't because of the virus. It was to get you to work on your craft, work on your shit, because that job is not going to be there. And if it is, it's going to come with repercussions. Also, Sagittarius. Also, this is going to help you out too, because I feel like Sag is, especially if you're single, I feel like you have a potential to meet a lover, surprisingly, next year, a new lover. But what's going to help that out is you launching your business, launching what you got, and your partner's going to recognize you through you working hard and showing up and standing up for what you are presenting to the people. Someone will recognize you. And I have a feeling, surprisingly, you're going to have, that's why I said, I feel like if you have something to launch, Sagittarius, like I said, I feel like when you launch it very soon or next month, I feel like business is going to pick up surprisingly. You're going to be very surprised of the return through your hard work during 2020. And like I said, if you are on that type time trying to party, on that type time, focusing on, past experiences, if you're on that type time dealing with, ex-lovers and this and that and the third, if you're on that type time being around the wrong people and distractions, if you're on that type time, getting involved in propaganda and you didn't work on your shit, you're going to come into 2021 empty-handed. And not just that, it's going to be kind of disappointing because now you missed your boat. You missed your time. You missed your dead. And I don't want to say deadline, but I feel like you just missed your boat then. I don't think 2021 is going to be the most difficult year for Sagittarius. No, I don't pick up that vibe. But what I do pick up is if you're still operating in a way that you used to be and thinking that, the world's just going to hand you things and spirit's just going to hand you things because you're highly favored. No, that's not how it's going to work in 2021. I'm just going to put that right there. We're going to put it right there, Sag. Okay. So if you have something to present to the world, trust and believe, I have a feeling surprisingly it's going to take off. Okay. It's going to really change up how your work, your line of work. It's going to really change up, your clientele. It's going to really change up, you attracting certain people in. It's just going to change. I already can feel it, Sagittarius. It will change real quick. But like I said, it's going to be the result of how much you've done in 2020. Okay, let's pull some cards. Okay, first card. Values in the reverse. Values in the reverse. Vitality upright. Cute. Vitality upright. And the mother upright. The mother upright. Actually, we'll do 4 cards each time. I think that seems more reasonable. Let's do one more card. Ooh. And then death in the reverse. Death in the reverse. So that's a major card. Okay, so Sagittarius. I feel like the themes I mentioned for the astrology really matters for y'all, especially with the values in the reverse. Okay. A lot of you had to really work on that this year in 2020. And like I said, it really all depends if you did the work, if you actually were building something, if you were actually trying to create something and you're trying to manifest things, okay, it's going to be all due to the result of 2020. It really is. And I said that back in March when I first started doing, sign readings, okay, or April. I said that back then, and it still matters to this day. And I just hope I'm not rolling up into 2021 You know, the Aquarius energy is like, okay, your science project is due and you have nothing to present, then you get an F. You get a flat out F. Simple as that. Because you procrastinated. The procrastination actually caught up. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if you didn't really work on something, the cut is just like I said, it's going to show in 2021. It's really going to show because you're going to come up in 2021 unprepared. Okay, you're going to come up in that bitch unprepared because you didn't want to go through the transformation, the death in the reverse. Okay, death card in the reverse. You didn't want to go through the transformation, allowing something of the old to die out. Okay, you didn't allow that to happen. You didn't allow some of these old values, these old, belief sets, these old philosophies, because Sagittarius is all about the philosophy. They're all about the theories. I would say I would say the sign that has the most conspiracy theories would be Sagittarius. It'd be between them and Aquarius, but mostly Sagittarius. They would be the main sign with the conspiracy theorists. But the problem here is you're letting your beliefs get in your way. This includes like some outdated religious beliefs. Some of this is due to how you think to make it in the world. Okay, I just feel like Sagittarius, if you didn't focus on anything that you're trying to develop new, especially for your line of work. The problem is, okay, well, if you didn't want to transform that, okay, well, okay, the universe is going to do it for you and it's not going to be pretty. Okay? I'm just letting you know that right now. But I do feel like health would be good next year. Vitality, upright for most Sages. Okay, I do feel like health will be good next year. As long as you didn't fall for the joke. That's all I gotta say about that. As long as you didn't fall for the joke. The mother card upright. Okay, let's talk about that. Because I feel like Sagittarius, the mother card. Okay. I feel like some of y'all like didn't really keep in good contact with your parents this year. Okay, Sagittarius. I feel like some of y'all didn't really keep in good contact, and no, don't use the world issues as an excuse. That's bullshit. Okay, you can still pick up the phone and call. Okay, this mother could be anyone who you consider a mother to you. Okay, I feel like Sagittarius, y'all not really. I feel like y'all just were so stuck in your world. You were so upset about not wanting to be at home. So you wanted to be out in the world, get back out there to go to the clubs and parties. Even if it was just a little bit amount of people there, you still wanted to experience some kind of party vibe in 2020. I would say next year, yes, you will have more opportunities of that. But the problem is, don't neglect the ones who raised you. Don't neglect the ones who raised you. I feel like it's going to be important to get back in touch with your mother. So I feel like, or a parent, or the nurturing parent, or anyone who, because some people have lost both parents. Okay, unfortunately, it could be whoever is the nurturing role in your life. The mother represents that, and I feel like it's time to really tap back into that energy because Jupiter's going to enter that fourth house and expand on that for a little bit in the middle of the year. So I feel like the mother is going to be very important to get back in touch with the parents, okay? Because if you ignore that energy, because you never know, your parent might not be there later. Don't take that for granted. So Sagittarius, time to get back in touch with the nurturing parent. Because I feel like y'all neglected them this year. I have to be honest. I feel like y'all neglected them this year because you were so upset that you didn't get to go out in the world, or you used the world stage issues as an excuse to not even pick up the phone and talk to your parents, or maybe sometimes your parents, they keep you on the phone for 3 hours and you just like, I don't want to talk to them because they just be talking my ear off. They be talking about none. No. It's time to get back in touch with them and stop taking them for granted. And also, too, there might be a gift opportunity that will come from that too. You might be opening up some good energy from that. Do not ignore your parents next year, Sagittarius. So I know how y'all are. I know how y'all are. Especially if your parents, talk your ear off. You don't want to talk to them. They be calling. Oh, I'll give them a call later, and then your ass procrastinate. You never call them back. Just saying. So I feel like those are like the main things for Sagittarius going into next year. And also too, Sagittarius, one more thing I'm gonna say. Like I said, your sign is going to be easy to fall for the tricks in the bag. Okay. So keep an open mind, obviously, but remain neutral to the information that you receive. Okay. Because it could emotionally affect you next year, because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to happen on the world stage. So I advise you to do not get absorbed into so much into the world stage issues. So that's one of my guidance for Sagittarius, because there's going to be a lot going on in the world stage. And, Sagittarius is all about that. Sagittarius does rule anything macro. So I just feel like Sagittarius, don't get absorbed into the world stage issues. Not saying next year is not your battle, but I just don't feel like you all will be in the right mental space for that kind of shit, because you got shit to focus on. You got your business to launch. Whether that's anything that deals with the arts, anything that deals with DJ, fashion. I feel like Sagittarius, you have the opportunity. That's what I say. Y'all should have been working on this shit throughout 2020, because now your launching pad is here. 2021 is like, okay, what do you have to present to the people? If you ain't got shit to present to the people, 2021 is just gonna close that door on you. It's gonna be like, oh, you ain't got shit? All right, bye. I mean, I do think it's gonna be a good year for most Sagittarius, but like I said, y'all could fall for the easiest tricks in the bags and fall for the buffoonery that's going on in the world stage. I'm just saying. So that's all I gotta say. And Sagittarius, I know y'all love to travel. Y'all need to travel within your city. If you ain't got a car, stay in your city. Don't you dare get on no plane. Because I know y'all Sagittarius love to get on a plane and take it like 5,000 miles away. Now, okay, we're moving on to Capricorns. Okay, so this reading's for Capricorn suns, Capricorn moons, and Capricorn rising. So Capricorns, 2021 is asking you to present. Hold on 1 second. Of course, they say my connection. Okay, cool. 2021 is asking y'all to present your true new self. That's what 2021 is asking y'all. Don't come up in 2021 as the old Keisha. Don't come into 2021 as the old Tom. Don't come into 2021 as the old David. Don't come into 2021 as the old Kimberly. Okay, 2021 is all about the new you. Okay, y'all had to go through so many changes this year. Okay, we're gonna use the card progress because it fell out. We're gonna use that card progress. Okay, it's all about progression of you, not about the old you. We don't care about the old you. The old you was fucking up the world. I'm just gonna keep it 100. The old you was not doing the world any justice. Because y'all, the old you was pretty much being greedy. Okay. The old you was pretty much, you know, sometimes being a little shisty. The old you, okay, was wearing facades, acting like everything's okay, but when it's not, you just let it, you just suffer on the inside. That's what Capricorns typically do. They just suffer on the inside. I give them props though. I mean, they still show up to work. They still show up to things. You know, they look all happy. They're pretty good, damn good actors and actresses. But at the end of the day, we in the age of Aquarius now, age of transparency. So we're going to be able to see if you're suffering on the inside. You come up, hey girl, how you doing? What's wrong with you? That's how people gonna be. They gonna be able to read your ass. You come in with a smile like, hey girl, how you doing? Something's wrong with you. What's going on at home? What's going on with the relationship you were in? What's going on? You that smile, no girl. I could hear it in your tone. I could hear it in your tone. Something's up. Something don't sit right. Okay. Y'all rolling up to these parties, you know, to these get-togethers, the family events and shit, or your loved one, or whoever you're seeing, you roll up, you come up with that fake ass smile. We already know something's up. What's wrong? Okay, you can't get away with that in this new paradigm. Okay, Capricorns, you can't get away with that. And people are going to be able to I'm serious. I really do feel like people are going to be able to spot the fake from a mile away. Kind of like how New Yorkers can do it. Okay. Pre-virus. New York's different now. I don't know how New York is now. I left New York before. I left New York before it got real crazy there. I left before it got real crazy. So I don't know how it is now. But the old, like I said, kind of like New Yorkers, they can spot you from a mile away. Like, ooh, no, I don't like that person. Nope. Oh, I fuck with that person. That's how the world gonna be more so. Okay, people are gonna be able to spot each other's vibes, very quickly. But then there's gonna be people who are they're gonna be like, nah, I don't fuck with that person. Nah, something their soul don't sit right with me. You're gonna spot that a lot more. And Capricorns, don't be that person. Don't be that person, because people are gonna be like, nah, I ain't fucking with you no more. No. People ain't gonna be playing that game in 2021. Also, Capricorns. Like I said, if you have a type, when it comes to like lovers or relationships, I would say to y'all, like, be open to other types of people that you might be attracted to, because I feel like that's the way you're going to find new love if you're single. If you are in a relationship, more, because sometimes Capricorns too, you know, especially if you're going through a bad day or something, you don't want to show no affection, because you're ruled by Saturn. So Saturn's cold. So you might bring a more of a cold vibe, when you're going through it. So I would suggest, Capricorns, to really start operating from your heart. That's what the new self wants anyways, right? So that you can manifest your heaven on earth. Okay, that's one of the main things that I think, if you're operating within the new you, who shows their heart, who doesn't wear a facade, who doesn't, who trusts in spirit, okay? And also, you're not about that old life shit of greediness, trying to control everything, trying to control all your outcomes. You're not trying to, there's nothing wrong with competition, but some of y'all play dirty. 2021 ain't gonna be playing that games either. It ain't gonna be that type of time. So, and if you want to manifest a new lover, you can't be on that type time either. Okay, let's draw some other cards. Let's see what the other cards are saying for 2021 for Capricorns. Try and pick up anything else in astrology for 2021. Damn, some came up for Sagittarius. It's too late. We in Capricorn. Something else came into Sagittarius. If there's a Sag still watching, maybe. Okay, now they fucking with my shit. If there's a Sag still watching, you might have home issues. I forgot to talk about that shit. Damn. Oh well. We'll talk about it later. I can't stand that. Okay, let's just draw some cards for Capricorn, because Capricorn's gonna get mad. And yeah, like I'm just happy that, like, I know y'all gonna be kind of happy to Capricorns. I feel like next year is gonna be a little bit lighter for you guys though, on a general standpoint, because like Jupiter and Saturn is gonna be is out of your sign. Like Jupiter is gonna be out of your sign by tomorrow morning. So like literally everything's shifting into the next door. So I feel like now you just got Pluto. You've been dealing with Pluto since 2008. So knowing that, you're still going to be going through more transformation. You're still going to, you know, don't be shysty and trying to hide things. This is not the time for that, because people are going to be able to see it. And I just really feel that if you're really stepping into the new you that you have been building this whole year, I feel like there could be a lot of powerful things that can take place for y'all next year too. But if you're still operating on the old bullshit, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I just don't know what to tell you. I really don't. If you're still on that type time, I don't know. Okay, let's pull some cards. Okay, yeah, deception in the reverse. Deception in the reverse for Capricorns 2021. Okay, servitude upright. Servitude upright. And the follower upright. The follower upright. So, like I said, I really feel like Capricorns, like I said, I really feel that if you're really stepping into your new self, a lot of progress is going to take place next year, especially trying to manifest the heaven on earth that you want. And heaven on earth, like I said, is, I think in Capricorn's minds, I guarantee you, the Capricorn watches this video and I say heaven on earth, I guarantee you their version of heaven on earth is material. I guarantee you they probably like, ooh, heaven on earth. Oh, bitch, I'm about to have a Rolex. I'm about to have, you know, some new jewelry. Oh, bitch, I'm gonna, you know, I think, you know, I'm gonna be making, you know, tons of money. You know, I'm thinking, you know, ooh, girl, I'm about to get me a sugar daddy. I'm about to get me a what's another word for them? Not even just a sugar daddy, but a good someone who's just, you know, well suited, a suitor. Okay, you know, some of y'all Capricorns think, you know, women especially, you know, they're like, ooh, I'm gonna get a suitor. You know, no, bitch, I'm not talking about that. That's the old paradigm bullshit. One thing I'm gonna say, Saturn's going to test your manifesting skills, okay, and what you're trying to create. What are you trying to do here? What is your role here? You're not here just to, you know, sit on top of the mountain and thinking that, okay, you the best of the best, you the GOAT. You know, I know Capricorns is the GOAT, you know, but some of y'all are sheep. Okay, some of y'all are sheep too. You know, what are you what are you offering to people here? Like what are your services? Like are you serving the people? Is the question, Capricorns, because that's going to be your theme in 2021. What are you doing of service to people here? Because if you ain't doing none of service, like I said, if you're just going to sit there and think that people are going to work for you, okay? Because I know some of y'all, thinking that you the CEO of your life, which is cool and all that, but some of y'all, in reality, you're not, because you're deceiving yourself. Okay, deception in the reverse, you're deceiving yourself because you ain't doing shit. Not everybody is here to work for you. So I feel like it's time for you to reverse the role here, Capricorns. Reverse the role and learn how to follow sometimes. I feel like that's your lesson of next year, is to learn how to release control of you always trying to dominate. And when I mean dominate in society. I feel like next year it's time for you to learn how to follow spirit. Because I feel like a lot of y'all ignore spirit sometimes, especially when spirit don't allow you. Okay, you be praying for spirit to help you move up in a position, a job, and this and that and the third. But then, when it doesn't happen in your timing, because Capricorn rules time. If it doesn't align with your timing, then no, I don't trust spirit. Spirit didn't help me out, so you need to learn how to follow spirit, because spirit is the one who knows when it's the right time and when it's not the right time. Mm-hmm. So that's where progress is going to be made, when you're allowed to reverse your roles here a little bit and actually be at service to others genuinely. Okay, like I said, we can spot the fakeness. Don't try to fake shit. No, we're gonna see it through in your chakra system. We're gonna be able to detect it. Okay, we're gonna be able to detect that shit. So if you're gonna be on that type time, we're gonna no, this motherfucker, no, no, this motherfucker being fake. No, I know. No, I don't want your products. No, you just want my money. So, like I said, Capricorns 2021 is going to be the year where your bullshit doesn't work. 2021 is going to be the year where you need to be at service to others rather than having people work for you. 2021 for Capricorns is going to be a year where it's time for you to start following guidance from spirit when spirit is trying to guide you, especially in your physical reality. 2021 for Capricorns is going to be the year where you really work through how you've been deceiving yourself. Okay, 2021 is going to be that year. How you've been really deceiving yourself, because you're not coming into terms with reality here. Some of y'all, you still haven't came to terms in reality. Your mind is still, wanting to monopolize every situation. I really feel that 2021 for Capricorns too, like I said, it can be a monumental year for y'all, but I can honestly still feel that your manifesting skills is going to get challenged. So like how you're building your own kind of like income, for example, your own resources, I feel like it's going to get challenged next year. Just because I feel like Capricorns, since they are, some of them or most of them still operating and trying to keep up with the Jones, they're going to think that they don't have enough. It's what I picture. I picture a lot of Capricorns still kind of like operating that mindset of lack and feeling like, oh, I don't have enough of this. I don't have enough of that. And some of y'all, you know, some of y'all, I mean, some of y'all probably going, because, Capricorns are strategic, very strategic. But at the end of the day, I feel like Capricorns, you're going to try to go around what spirit is trying to give the lessons to y'all. I feel like y'all are going to try to go around the lesson. That's what I pick up on. I pick up like that's the deception that you're doing to yourself. Deception in the reverse is you're going around the lessons that spirit is trying to teach you. It's not like you're working through it or working against it. It's like when the lesson shows up in your face, it's like, okay, here's the lesson. Y'all asses go right around that shit. And it's just like, spirit's like, what the? Because the goat, if a boulder is in their path, instead of like working through it and figuring out like maybe there's something, there's a reason why the boulder fell there because it's trying to guide you to a different path or something because maybe you made the wrong turn somewhere. But now the goat would actually, the stubborn ones, the ones who, they on that type time, they would try to go like around, on the branches of the cliff and shit to just get around and shit. And just like, damn, you didn't have to do all that. Spirit was trying to help you out, but you didn't see the lesson. So I just feel like next year could be a very progressive year as long as you're really working through the mindset of lack and trying to turn it into abundance, because Jupiter is going to really help you out with that. If you're able to really change that mindset and really operate in the mindset of abundance and know that you have enough, I feel like that's where progress is going to be made for sure. Okay. And you obviously operating, like I said, these past 2 years, been working on yourself. These past 2 years want you to be different. Okay. These past 2 years want you to stop, trying to control people and actually start following, guidance from spirit or following, those who inspire you. Okay. It's not just spirit. It could be people who inspire you, Capricorns. I just feel like it's time to like end those old ways, like I don't want to say forever. So that's what I really pick up for Capricorns for 2021. It's going to be a very interesting year because it's not going to be as challenging as this year, but it can be if you're going to be on some type time bullshit. If you're going to be still trying to pull the old you to try to get where you need to be. Because I can see that, where you don't think it's working out for you when spirit is showing you a lesson. So you're gonna pull the old you, thinking that, okay, well, my old ways worked always, so I'm gonna do that. And then no, then it doesn't work. So that is my reading for Capricorns for 2021. And we're gonna move along. Okay, so Aquarius. So this reading is for this reading now is for Aquarius suns, Aquarius moons, and Aquarius risings. And yes, Aquarius this year is a big year for you. 2021 is a big year for you. I feel like a lot of Aquarius were in the background. That's what I pick up. I feel like the Capricorn energies put y'all in the background for a reason. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Okay? Hold on 1 second. I think someone's trying to send me a text. I think someone's trying to send me a text. My phone's acting, I can tell. Because I can tell when my live is looking jumpy and shit. I'm like, someone trying to send me a text? What's going on here? Okay, so Aquarius. I feel like y'all were in the cut because I feel like a lot of you who were in the cut were way ahead of your time. Okay, some of you, not all of you, had you in the cut. The universe put you in the cut in the background because they knew that everyone else was not going to recognize you for why you have pretty much upgraded yourself. I really feel like spirit put y'all in the background because you've done so much work in terms of like producing new solutions, like let's say for like a job that you do. It's acting all jumpy. I don't know why it's acting all jumpy. Probably what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna come back on IG. Is acting. We're gonna start Aquarius over. So follow me in the next slide for Aquarius. Yeah, it's acting all jumpy for some odd reason. One second, YouTube. I'm just gonna post this and then go back on live for IG. Live reading for the signs. Sagittarius and Capricorn. Love donations and offerings can be made via Cash App or Venmo. Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, it's not jumping no more. Okay, cool. 2021 readings. Aquarius on deck. Okay. Okay, so let's start Aquarius over. So this reading is for Aquarius suns, Aquarius risings, and Aquarius moons. Okay, so what I was saying before was that spirit put y'all in the cut for a reason. Okay, put y'all in the background because some of y'all had upgraded, okay, way ahead of time, especially consciously. Some of y'all had, you were already ahead of the game in terms of knowing what was taking place, and how you're going to operate and how you're going to maneuver around shit. Some of you learned how to really be very neutral during this time. I feel like Aquarius, you really were able to really be ready for the new paradigm. I feel like y'all stepped into the new paradigm in 2020. Okay. But in reality, you didn't, but you did. And I feel like a lot of Aquarius were already kind of like ahead with a lot of things because I feel like when you talk to Aquarius about the issues of the world, I feel like it's like they innately know what's going on without saying it, if that makes sense. So Aquarius knew how to maneuver and how to change it up for themselves so it works for them. Okay, so Aquarius is all about new solutions. All right. Now, next year is going to be an important year for you guys. Okay. Not just because it's the new paradigm, it's because now you have two big energies in your sign. Okay, you got Saturn and you got Jupiter in your sign. And then not just that, in your season this year, in your very own season, there is going to be a huge wave of planetary energy in your sign. And it's going to be very interesting to see how that energy really affects Aquarius. It's going to be very interesting. You're going to have a Mercury retrograde in your sign. It's going to be during that whole wave of Aquarian energy. It's going to be that whole wave. There's going to be a Mercury retrograde just in your sign. You're going to have Venus roll through there at the same time. Of course, a new moon, a very powerful new moon in your sign. To start the Chinese New Year of the Ox. Okay. There's a lot going on in y'all sign next year. A lot. So 2020 might have not been as eventful for y'all. Okay, 2021 will be, and it's all up to you how you utilize the energy. Okay. It's going to be very important because I feel like the thing with Aquarius, it's a lot of positive energy, to be honest, but the thing is this: it's all about how you utilize it and take advantage of it, because it's going to really propel you forward if you use it the correct way. You know, if you're taking care of yourself, because Aquarius, since Jupiter is in your sign, you're going to be more prone to weight gain next year. Your sign is going to be, if you have an Aquarius sun especially, but I would say Aquarius sun, but then also if you're Aquarius rising, you are more prone to weight gain if you don't utilize that energy correctly. Just in general with astrology, anyone who has Jupiter transit the first house, that's the time where you're going to gain weight. And it's up to you how you utilize it. You can gain muscle weight for men, you know, or for women, it could be more toning. You know, your body is going to become the focus this coming year. And if you're not paying attention to your body, Aquarius, it can emotionally throw you off because Uranus is going to be squaring all that stuff. So I really think it's going to be very important to, you know, treat your body well next year. Don't put any unknown, untrusted, foreign substance into your body that does not need to be in your body. That's going to be very important for Aquarius, because there is a dark force that is really trying to shut some of y'all down, because some of y'all are already you're already genetically way ahead. Okay. So I feel like Aquarius is going to be very important for you to treat your body very well, know what's going inside your body, and of course, watch what's coming out of it. It's going to be very important for Aquarius to some of y'all might have to detach from some of the most important people. It's probably going to kind of hurt because they're not on your time frame. They're not where you at consciously. It's probably going to be very important, or they're going to bring you down. And I have a feeling a lot of that's going to be family. I feel like Aquarius, I feel like every Aquarius is going to have at least one family member that's close to them that's going to detach or break off, or you completely detaching from the whole family tribe. I can see that happening next year. Next year is going to be interesting when it comes to family and also home. Some of you might home might change up a lot. It might get disrupted next year somehow, some way. And it might not be the most smooth transition. We're just going to say that. It might not be the most smooth transition. Like, for example, you might live in a high rise, but it's taking you a long time to move out the building because of the building codes and the way it's set up and all that bullshit. Like, I just feel like Aquarius, you're going to be very frustrated with the disruptions that are going to take place because, y'all are, solutions. You're like, why don't we just go this way? And they're like, no, due to the building code and rules, we can't go that way. Y'all gonna get pissed. So your temper is going to be tested next year as well, Aquarius. And to bring that up, because the collective is going through a whole, splitation. So knowing that, since the collective will be tested because you're going to be on one side or the other. I feel like some of you are going to really try to push, why you're not waking up or why you're not doing this or why you're not doing that. And I feel like that's going to drain your energy at the end of the day. I feel like Aquarius, that's not your battle. I feel like your battle is to, or what I think spiritually should be focused on is really, of course, still being authentically you. But I feel like you have so many new solutions. I feel like Aquarius, you are the bridge, is what I'm picking up. I'm picking up like you guys are like the bridge next year to kind of try to mediate the split. Okay. I feel like some of you are going to some of you are going to do work between both ends of the spectrum. I feel like you, Aquarius, are going to be the few who's going to be able to go back and forth from, one side of the collective to the other. Okay. A lot of people think that, okay, this, with the whole 3D, 5D shit, thinking that, oh, it's going to be like, okay, 5D's on this side and 3D's on that side. No, we're all going to be intermixing still. But the problem is we are not going to vibe with those who we don't vibe with. And Aquarius is probably going to be your best interest to be the bridge, to try to mediate the two and bring the two together. But if you're on one side of the coin pushing and fighting, I feel like y'all are going to be pushed to the front lines with all the energy in your sign. You're going to be pushed to the front line. And then you guys are the target marked individuals. So I just feel like it's probably best not to battle. It's probably best to mediate. That's what I pick up for Aquarius this year, astrologically. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Okay, Aquarius, courage, upright. Courage, upright. Ooh, destiny in the reverse. Destiny in the reverse. Third eye in the reverse. Third eye in the reverse. We'll pull one more card. We'll pull from the middle. And the devil upright. Ooh, the devil upright. Nope, you didn't miss Virgo. Virgo is gonna be a while. We're gonna keep it 100. Virgo gonna be a while. Virgo gonna be a minute. Okay, Aquarius. All right, so with all this powerful energy in your sign, I really feel like it's gonna be kind of like this. I'm gonna say like this. It can be a good thing but sometimes too much of a good thing can be detrimental. And then vice versa. Like if you don't utilize the energy correctly, it will utilize you. Okay, Aquarius. So this is how I'm going to break this down. Okay. Like I said, I feel like a lot of you has, pushed ahead in terms of like your ascension and you upgrading your consciousness. I felt like a lot of Aquarius were operating their higher consciousness a lot this year, to try to to understand what the hell was going on in 2020, and trying to understand how they're going to move about it, and uh figure out creative ways to, of course, sustain themselves. And they were pretty much successful at that because they did in the cut. That's why I felt like, y'all outbeat Sagittarius with that, because Sagittarius were distracted. Okay. Sagittarius was distracted. I feel like Aquarius was able to really focus because, Aquarius is known as like the genius, the sign where the geniuses reside. But here's the thing. Here's the challenge for y'all coming up this year. Okay. Saturn co-rules your sign. Okay. Saturn co-rules your sign. Of course, Uranus rules your sign, connected to the heavens. That's why it makes sense that y'all were able to be in your higher conscious. But here's the thing. Saturn's in your sign now. Esoterically, okay? Esoterically, the devil rules your sign too. Okay? The devil rules your sign. Saturn can be associated with the devil. So it was in Capricorn, for 3 years, for the past 3 years. So that's why it made sense, Capricorns were on that type time. Now it's shifted into your sign. Yeah, Kronos can't eat his kids in your sign, but it doesn't mean he can't still fuck up some shit. Okay? Still doesn't mean, he's not able to do certain things. So what I'm saying to you is this: there's going to be temptations for y'all to really tap into that energy. And the devil energy is not an obvious energy, okay? Because people think devil is this red, this creature with red horns and a tail, a pointed tail with the, with the trident, thing, pitchfork thing. No, that's not the devil. That's the Matrix 3D construct vision of what the devil looks like. Okay, that's pretty much what the white man has created. Okay, we're just gonna keep it 100. The white man created that creature. Now, the devil in reality can operate through many forms. The devil is smart. Okay, and I feel like some of you might be prone to tapping into that dark energy. And I think it's going to be very important for, hold on 1 second, YouTube. Okay, cool. It's going to be very important because Aquarius is going to be easy to tap into the lower octave of your sign. So what do I mean by that? The traits are being aloof. Okay, acting like you're better than the next person because you got it like that. You were able to, rise above, the craziness of 2020. But then the problem here is some of y'all might act like you better than the next person because you're operating a higher consciousness. So I feel like when you start acting aloof, Aquarius, when you start acting as if you're better than the next person, if you act as if you're the smartest person in the crowd, if you act like, let's just say this, if you act like you're the shit, I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice because now you're operating in devil energy. Okay, devil. Okay, if you remove the D, what does that say? And I feel like that's going to kind of distort your third eye in the reverse. Okay, it's going to distort your third eye because now you're operating so much in ego, because that your ego is going to be highly activated next year. There's nothing wrong with ego, but when you're really so stuck into that ego, this is where the lower octave parts of Aquarius starts to arise. You know, you might, and some of y'all might be rebelling for the wrong side of the spectrum of the split collective. Okay, some of y'all might be falling for the psyopses. Some of y'all might be falling for a lot of things that you shouldn't be, that you have no business to be part of. And now you're going away from your destiny because Saturn's in your sign now. Saturn deals with destiny in the reverse here. Saturn's going to teach you lessons about yourself this coming year on not allowing that energy to take over you. Okay, don't let all the energy that's going to ride through Aquarius, especially through your season, utilize you. It's going to be very important that you utilize that energy, that you focus on yourself, that you focus on your personal goals. And if you're affected by the world stage or the collective in some way, be the bridge. Don't choose a side. Choose that North Node in Gemini. Be neutral. Make sure you're hearing all kinds of information so you can decipher, okay, what's the best solution for the collective moving forward or for yourself. Because I mean, some of y'all are going to have a lot of courage develop within you to really, you know, be yourself, or like I said, you might be fighting for the wrong cause. Because some of y'all might join, you know, a propaganda or whatever to be pushing, you know, something, and it might be for the wrong thing. That's not for the best for humanity. Your sign rules humanity, excuse me. Okay. So I feel like Aquarius, you're going to have a lot of insight next year. I feel like a lot of you will become leaders, because I feel like next year is going to be a year where we're going to actually start seeing new leadership. Okay, whether that's in a community, whether that's a group, and this is for all kinds of levels. And I'm not talking about your politicians. I'm not talking about governments or anything. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking more about like community-based leadership. Okay, I felt like the past, I would say for most of my lifetime, I'm 29, I feel like there hasn't been any really true leadership. Okay, I feel like Aquarius, I feel like that energy is going to bring some true new leadership, and some of it's going to be y'all, since the sign is going to be, I mean, since all this energy is going to be in your sign. So the true leadership is probably going to be some of y'all. I mean, I played J. Cole in the last live, you know, when I began the last live on IG. I played J. Cole for a reason. He's Aquarius. I played him for a reason with all this Aquarius energy. So, but like the positives though, I really do think quite a few of y'all are going to propel forward a lot. I feel like next year, some of you are going to, it's like some of y'all are going to be like going back on a rubber band, and then the universe is just going to and launch you forward. I really do truly see that for some of y'all. The universe is going to really launch some of y'all like flying forward. It's going to be so quick that you don't even know what to do with yourselves, because you're manifesting shit very quickly. I feel like some of y'all are going to be manifesting shit very quickly. I pick up those vibes for Aquarius too. But like I said, Aquarius, a couple more things. Let's get back to separations. I feel like some of you, if you've been hanging around the wrong people, I feel like you're going to see it next year. Like, I mean, if you haven't seen it, I feel like you should have seen it by now. But some of y'all haven't. You know, some people, it takes a little bit longer. I get it. Okay, some people it takes a little bit longer for them to see shit, fine. But at the end of the day, I just feel like some of you, whoever, like, let's just say this, I can see some of y'all changing up your best friend. Like, whoever your bestie is, I guarantee you, they ain't gonna be your bestie next year. Because I have a feeling y'all gonna be on a different page. Y'all gonna be on a different type time, different conscious, different wavelength. Y'all just not gonna vibe. Because I can see that's where the delusions are at, is your friend group. Some of your friends ain't really who your friends, like, you shouldn't have been friends with them from the jump. You're gonna really see that. Yep, you're gonna really see that next year. Aquarius, I hate to say it. It's gonna be that. And then, like I said, some of y'all gonna separate from your family. I feel like Aquarius is going to deal with the most detachment, even though that's normal for Aquarius in a normal life. But like, y'all gonna see that through, you know, like family relationships and stuff like that, because they're not part of your destiny. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them, you know, destiny in the reverse. I feel like some of those things are gonna get cut out. A lot of that is going to be stirred by the devil energy. Okay, I feel like some of y'all are going to be approaching like breakthroughs, and then you already know when you're approaching a breakthrough on certain things, you already know there's always that energy, okay, that's coming around to throw you off. Okay, so just be aware of that, and it's okay. You know, it's hard, and you're going to need some time, you know, to kind of like grieve or whatever you got to do, but just don't stay too much on it. You know, you go into your spaceship for a little bit, you know, kind of process everything, come back, and understand that unfortunately right now they're just not supposed to be part of your destiny right now. Maybe you're supposed to meet up with them later. Who knows? I don't know. So just don't, I'll say it's going to be a very stimulating year, but just don't let the bullshit fog your third eye. Okay, that's the biggest advice I can give you. Guidance. Don't let the bullshit fog your third eye. Okay. So that's all I gotta really say for Aquarius. Let's go ahead and move on. All right, so now let's move on to Pisces. All right, so 2021 reading for Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, and Pisces Rising. All right, so Pisces. What is 2021 going to be like for Pisces? I feel like Pisces, it's going to be a different year for a lot of you. It's going to be a different kind of energy. A lot of you had to go back home. I picked up those vibes. A lot of Pisces had to go back home because that was where the support was. It was challenging, but that was actually where the support was from the jump. And I mean that like going back to your living with your family or something, or with a family member or something. I feel like a lot of Pisces had to do that this year. They just had to, because, you know, including myself, because I'm a Pisces sun. I think it was very vital to do that. For some of you, it was due to poor financial planning. For some of you, it was just based off of destiny, the path. That was just the way it had to be. And then for some of you lost your home throughout 2020. But the support, like I said, was where it was the family. And yes, it was challenging because a lot of Pisces, you know, you had to lose quite a few things in that process, but it was to help you be able to rebuild your emotional foundation, and to put you on the right track going to next year, so that now, let's say, for instance, some of you found a new tribe. Well, maybe now 2021 is going to be the year where you link up with your new tribe. Okay. I feel like that is one of the things for Pisces. Okay. I also feel like some of you are going to relocate. I do pick up those vibes for Pisces. There's going to be some of y'all are going to do relocations to pretty much to rebuild your base. Rebuild. To get back on your feet. Now on your feet meaning where you can have a home without your parents. Okay, or without a family member. I feel like Pisces, I feel like actually next year is going to be, I think, surprisingly a good year for a lot of you. Honestly, I don't pick up very, very challenging vibes. Yes, in the middle of the year, there will be a solar eclipse that will square the eclipses are going to square your sign. So I think that's when majority of the relocations are going to take place. It's going to be like in May and June, or like around that time in the summer. Like I feel like majority, if y'all are relocating, I feel like it's going to happen around that time frame. Okay, and when you're relocating, I'm not talking about you relocating to a different country, unless you used to live there and you're from there. That's a different story. But if you're not from that country, no. It's not going to be a West Coast to the East Coast or vice versa. No, and no. It's probably going to be most likely maybe in the next state over. Okay. Or where it's actually, where you can drive there for a day, so that you're not like spending extra money on, the stay and shit. I feel like some of you will travel at some point, but feel like as long as you have a car. If you don't have a car, far away. So that's just what I'm picking up, Pisces. A lot is going to revolve around home. I'm picking up a lot of things are going to revolve around family. Some of you is going to be same as Aquarius, where some of you are going to break off with family, but not in a way where it's going to be extreme. It's just you're going to be separating from them. The universe is just going to separate you from them without any kind of issues, I feel like, for the most part. But I feel like next year is going to be a year where you're going to have to go with the flow. Okay? You're definitely going to have to go with the flow next year. Don't try to control things that you can't control. Okay? If you can't control that outcome, let it go. Be flexible. It's okay. Move on. Okay? Next year is not a year to really try to challenge if there's a wall that pops up. If there's a wall, I feel like, okay, it's there for a reason. That's not the route you should go. Listen to those universal cues. Pisces, your sign's going to get the most universal cues. Okay? So I just want to let you know that. A lot of your power is going to come from meditation. Okay? Make sure you're getting a lot of proper sleep next year. That's going to be very important, because if you're not getting proper sleep, okay, you're going to become loopy. And especially Jupiter is going to come into your sign for a little bit next year. So you're definitely going to have to pay attention to your internal clock. Okay, really pay attention to that internal clock. If you don't overwork yourself, don't make sure there's a balance, between work and play. Make sure, because I know Pisces, a lot of Pisces have issues with sleeping. I feel like it's either y'all sleep too much or you have trouble sleeping. There's nothing in between. I've noticed there's nothing in between for Pisces. So sleep is going to be a major theme for y'all next year. And I would suggest this too for Pisces. Next year is not the year to really fall into addictions. Not the year. You're going to have to check them next year. Check your behavior cycles next year. That's going to be very important, because it's going to be very easy to get lost in the sauce with, you know, let's say, just for example, you're drinking too much. It might be that it might actually be detrimental to you, because that energy is going to lead you into the following year, and you don't want that energy into the following year. Trust. When we do this a year from now for 2022, because I know ahead there's going to be some Pisces energy going in there, but the type of Pisces energy that's going to be going on, like I said, I'm going to give y'all clues like, hey, set yourself up this year, taking care of your body too, but in a different way, not in a way where it's like, you know, where it's just the physical component, like working out. It's more about what, of course, what you're intaking, but let's just say you smoke weed all the time. Okay. If you smoke weed all the time, you might want to make sure that's under moderation. Okay. Because if it's not under moderation, then your ancestors or something else or some entity is going to start snatching up them highs. Result that you want. So you're going to go all out trying to figure out how to get there. So I just feel like Pisces, watch what you're intaking, do it under moderation. Okay. I don't feel like next year is a good year with anything pharmaceutical for Pisces. I don't think it's a good year for that. It's not a good year for pharmaceuticals for y'all. If you can, at all costs, I would say try to avoid anything pharmaceutical wise. Also, Pisces, if you're pregnant, I would suggest do water births next year. I would suggest, you know, getting what they call a doula. You know, I would suggest that if you can afford it or whatever the case may be. I would suggest doing water births. I would suggest doing water births from here on out until the end of 2021, like a water birth. If you're pregnant, or if you're a male Pisces, maybe you'll take your girl, do water birth or something, at home thing. It's just not a good year for anything pharmaceutical or hospital related for Pisces. Not a good year. Not a good year for that. Let's just go ahead and just draw some cards. Let's see what else. Oh, and Pisces, you're going to be okay. Well, last thing, Pisces, you're going to be very, if you're an RA psychic, you're going to be highly, 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 highly psychic next year. You're going to know what time it is all the time. You're going to know what's really going on. You're going to know if someone's around the corner. You're going to be really telepathically attuned next year, Pisces. I'm just going to let you know that right now. You're going to be, if you are already on 10, you're going to be times 10. Okay? I feel like a lot of y'all are going to really, really be able to see ahead of time. You're going to really be prophetic. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. Yeah, I feel like a lot of y'all are going to really be able to be on that. I feel like it's going to be a good year for any Pisces who are readers. Okay, if you're a reader, if you're a tarot reader, if you do any kind of healing work, next year is going to be a very beautiful year for you. And I'm not saying that because I'm a Pisces, okay? I'm not saying that because being biased. I actually identify more with the Leo readings. So that's why, I'm not being biased. Okay, so first card, the Mirror in the reverse. The Mirror in the reverse. Altruism in the reverse. Altruism in the reverse. Oh, wow, this is a major card. The Wheel of Fortune upright. The Wheel of Fortune upright. Ooh, thank you. Ooh, thank you, Pisces. Ooh, thank you, Spirit, on that one, because Pisces, that would have been interesting if that was in reverse. And the Hermit upright. The Hermit upright, another major card. Ooh, child, if Wheel of Fortune was in a reverse next year, I've been like, ooh, Pisces, ooh, I've been rocking back and forth. I'm like, ooh. I've been like, Jesus, take the wheel. I've been the theme of 2021 for I've been like, Jesus, take the wheels, y'all. Theme, if you believe in Jesus. Okay, so Pisces. Okay, so I feel like Pisces next year, if you remember like my post, if some of you follow me, my post, I posted about Mirror Society. I feel like that's going to really reflect for Pisces, okay, with the mirror in the reverse. Okay, you're going to really, wherever you are consciously at, where your vibes are at, where your heart is at, okay, wherever you're at energy wise, I feel like Pisces, you're going to get that in return. So it's going to be very important because Pisces, Pisces are up and down. Pisces is a very dualistic sign, two fish. Okay. So Pisces is going to be very, very, make sure your mind is in the right head spot. Okay. Because I feel like if you are not in the right mind spot or the right mindset, to be honest, I feel like next year can be actually I don't want to say a depressing year, but it can be a year of just, why is things not going the way I thought it was going to go type year. And it's going to be because, well, it was all because you brought a depressing energy into 2021. You brought this kind of negative, melancholy energy. So you're attracting that back to you. Okay, your energy is going to be very like a mirror. Okay, with the mirror in the reverse. So if your energy is not right, you're going to attract not right energies. And that's why I think it's going to be very important. I would suggest from if if you're a Pisces, you come across this video, if your energy is not right, get that message, start doing your shadow work, start really, tapping into, letting go of things that don't serve you no more. Okay, it's going to be very important to do that because you don't want to roll up into 2021, the year of the wild cards, with a depressing energy, because 2021 might hurt your feelings. Because Pisces are very sensitive. It might hurt your feelings. Now, but if your energy is right, okay, don't repress your altruistic motives or traits. Okay, I feel like next year can be a good year for Pisces if you are being altruistic. And what I mean by that is, going out your way, for people, going out your way in the way where it helps benefit people, and you're creating win-win situations. Okay, you're emotionally connecting with people. You're not emotionally insecure. Okay, because some of y'all Pisces, y'all have trust issues. And if you're still on that type time, if you're still on that time where you can't trust people, next year might not be a good year for you either in terms of meeting new people. And you wonder why, especially if you're single and you wonder why you're single by the end of the year. Well, it's probably because you have trust issues. You're still operating with that old issues where we've been told y'all to let go of that shit. Let go of it. It doesn't matter moving forward. It really does not matter at this point. It's time to let it go, work through it, and move on. Because I think now it's becoming an excuse. I mean, just keep it 100. It's becoming an excuse. Oh, I don't know if I want to date right now because my heart's still broken from 5 years ago. I don't want to get hurt again. Uh-uh. I don't want to hear that shit no more. It's time to work through it. It's time to get rid of that. And you wonder why you're single still. Or you wonder why, you haven't attracted the energy that you wanted because you're still operating with a broken heart. Well, you're going to attract broken hearts. That's what you're going to attract. If you operate with a broken heart, you're going to get broken hearts. Broken heart with a broken heart does not equal a full heart. They actually cancel each other out. So I think it's going to be very important for Pisces to, work through your emotions. Don't be on that type time. Don't be bringing your insecurities of trust into 2021. Not in the year of the wild card. Especially when you have the Wheel of Fortune on your side. Okay? When you have the Wheel of Fortune on your side here, and I feel like there's going to be an energy watching over Pisces as long as they're operating on a higher vibration, operating with altruistic attitudes. Okay, I feel like Pisces can run into a lot of fortunate things for them, especially like I said, if you're going with the flow. As long as you're going with the flow, not trying to control every outcome of certain situations, I feel like things are going to land in your lap at the right time. I feel like you're going to be at the right place at the right time, type of thing. And I just really feel that the universe is going to be in support of you, especially when you're developing new, healthier habits. Okay, especially that benefits your heart. And also you letting go of things that don't matter to you anymore. Okay, if it doesn't matter to you and it's been bringing you down, it's time to let it go. It's time to shed it. And it's very interesting with the Hermit card coming up for 2021 for Pisces. Like I said, I just feel like a lot of things that you're going to be doing, it's not going to be the same things that you've done before. So, for example, like I said, if you're pregnant, you've always gone to the hospital to deliver your baby. I feel like this year, 2021, it's time to do the opposite. It's time to deliver the baby at home, a water birth, and make sure, of course, you have the proper support to help you out with that. As I said, like a doula or something if you have the money. Also, too, I feel like a lot of you, for the most part, would be like, if you're looking for like any kind of job, I feel like it would be more suitable to have like a at-home kind of job. It would be more suitable where you can work from home or work from your community, not within or not within the common public setting. I feel like a lot of you will be working alone next year. Next year's not the year to be really doing, like customer service type jobs, okay, where you're always in people's faces. I feel like it needs to be more intimate. I feel like more of your work is going to be a lot more intimate. That's what I said. A lot of you, some of you who are readers, I feel like next year is a perfect year for you to do that because that's more intimate. Also, I just feel like next year, a lot of you are going to change up your jobs because it's not, It just is not going to, no. No. I just feel like the jobs, like I said, they're gonna do things that you're not going to agree with. They're gonna force things upon you that you don't agree with. We're not gonna talk about what they are. I'm just letting you know the theme. There's gonna be certain things that they're going to push on you that your body does not agree with. And like I said, I'm just letting you know this is what the Hermit card really represents. Because some of you might have to take that route, the exit route. Okay? You might have to go off on your own. So those are the things like I really pick up for Pisces. Trying to think of anything else that I can see. Like I said, with the Hermit card, meditation is going to be very powerful next year, Pisces. Meditation, any kind of therapeutic work, anything holistic, a holistic approach. That's where I said that's where most, like, a lot of fortune's gonna come out, because that's where you can do a lot of like the shadow work and the mirror and the reverse, because you're sitting with yourself, you're actually dealing with yourself, because some of you have been running away from yourself. And I still seen it in 2020 where a lot of Pisces were escaping. They were escaping, trying to go on faraway trips, escaping through sex. Some of you were becoming a homosexual. So you were going from home to home in 2020. And then it had to come to an ultimate halt, okay? Because the universe is not playing those games. So, like I said, the universe had to put a halt to that and told you to go back home. And then you were forced to sit with yourself. And some of you were still trying to run away from yourself. Some of you were overworking yourself. Some of you weren't really, taking the time to really get to know yourself. And why do you have those shadow aspects of yourself? And why are you attracting that type of energy to you? So I feel like this year, 2021, is going to force you to really face yourself and accept certain traits of yourself that you never accepted. Okay, that's what this Hermit card is going to really bring out for Pisces in 2021. But I think that's all I really have to say for Pisces. Cool. It just depends on, your chart, depends on, the person you're with. As long as it wasn't either a rocky, the on and off relationship shit, or I hate to say it, some of these 2020 relationships that some of y'all Pisces are in. Sorry. All right, we're going to move on to Aries. Okay, so 2021 reading for Aries Sun, Aries Moons, and Aries Risings. Okay, Aries, I've been hard on y'all this year. I've been hard on y'all. I do feel a lighter year for quite a few Aries, not all. I feel like Aries, that's gonna be the most obvious sign when it comes to the collective split. I have a feeling that's going to be the sign you're going to see the obvious split. You're going to either see them on one side of the spectrum or the other. There's not going to be any far in between. You're going to see the unconscious ones or the conscious ones. You're going to see the blue pill Aries or you're going to see the red pill Aries. You're going to see I was about to say the Perrys, the Aries that supported Biden, and then you got the Aries that supported Trump. There's nothing going to be in between. Okay, you're gonna see the difference. And 2020 was really trying to get Aries aligned with their purpose out of majority of the signs, between them and Capricorns, but mainly Aries. Okay, it was in your face, literally in your face. And I feel like it's going to be a 50-50 split with Aries. It's kind of hard sometimes to do some of these readings because it's just like, since there's a split in the collective, but I mean, I feel like majority of like the ones who chose the lower end of the route, they're not going to watch this. They're not going to like what I have to say. No. But those who chose the higher route, okay, those who chose, to be, enlightened more into their consciousness, a little bit more enlightened spiritually, honestly feel Aries is going to be a huge difference. 2020 is going to be a huge difference. 2021 is going to be a huge difference compared to 2020. Okay. And honestly feel that a lot of Aries are going to be able to really connect with their tribes, because I feel like a lot of y'all had to separate from, a lot of your friends. A lot of you had to separate from, your jobs. A lot of you had to separate in relationships. There was a lot of separation a year ago or in 2020. But now you're going to be able to meet your tribe. You're going to be able to meet new friends. I feel like Aries, technology is going to be very important for you. So social, I was about to say social security. I was literally about to say social security. Social media. I feel like social media is going to be very important for Aries, especially if you're trying to develop a new business. I feel like a new business account, just a whole new interface on social media will be important for Aries, okay? Because then you're pretty much shedding away the old and getting ready for the new. Also too, I feel like Aries, you're gonna really see, I'm gonna say this. The beginning of the year for Aries is going to be still somewhat challenging in terms of any loose ends with friends, like your groups. Okay, let's just say, you went on one side, you went to whatever side of the split the collective is, right? You're still going to be getting rid of, like, stripping away loose ends of the friendships with people who you don't vibe with anymore. You're still going to be cutting away, certain people who you just don't vibe with. I mean, I see most of y'all Aries, end up, unfriending, unfollowing people, doing like a cleanup on social media. Doesn't matter which spectrum of the collective you're on. But what I do feel that is, as long as you chose your destiny, as long as you chose your purpose, as long as you chose your mission, I feel like the universe is going to support you and you're going to manifest everything that was the opposite of 2020. Okay, especially if it was a very rough year. I feel like Aries, you're going to manifest the things that you want. It's going to be a very powerful manifesting year for you. But if you chose the other route where you went against that, you were trying to find more the short-term shit. You were trying to do more of, trying to have a relationship in 2020 when, it was just not the year for that. It literally was not the year for that. So I feel like a lot of y'all did that for void, filling in the void. I'm gonna just say this: if you gave away your identity, Aries, if you gave away your identity, 2021 is not going to be a good year for you. That's what I said. If you are standing true into who you are and for what you do and what your mission is, the year is going to be probably way better than you expected. It's probably going to be surprisingly way better. Okay? Because you developed a little bit more patience. You know, you're not getting mad at people when you made a mistake, and you're actually acknowledging your mistake. Okay? That's why I just feel like Aries, if you've been working through that stuff and you're not getting mad at people for not, for the things that, let's just say this. If you have fucked up, right? And then, the person got mad at you, but then you didn't apologize, and then you rolled into the next day. Okay, you rolled into the next day and act like nothing happened, and you still operate on that bullshit, you're gonna have a rough time next year, because people ain't gonna be playing around. Okay, people ain't gonna be patient with you. People ain't gonna be dealing with that narcissistic behavior. So if you chose the route of, like I said, choosing the horrible relationships, you gave away your identity and power to someone and something else, and you fear, making major moves that you should have made. Like I said, next year is just, I don't know what to say to you. Like, the wild cards just they just gonna fall right out on your ass. I don't know. Let me just pull a card and see. I feel like I should just leave this reading up to spirit at this point for those Aries. Okay, passion in the reverse. Passion in the reverse. The eclipse upright. The eclipse upright. We literally had an eclipse this week. Physical body upright. Physical body upright. And vitality upright. Vitality upright. I am trying not to laugh at these names. At one of the names that came up on my YouTube. I can't right now. I really can't. I'm trying not to laugh. I'm really trying not to. I'm trying not to laugh. Try and be respectful to what people name themselves. I'm not judging, what you name yourself, on the social media platforms. I just I'm very. Okay, Aries. We're not going to get distracted. Aries. So a lot of, I feel like this energy here is coming from the eclipse, okay? Is coming from the eclipse that hit on Monday. Okay? And I feel like the eclipse energy that happened in Sagittarius really affected a lot of Aries. Okay, I honestly think it really affected Aries, because I think a lot of perspectives, a lot of beliefs, a lot of things began to shift. Okay, I really feel like the eclipse energy, because that's fate train. Okay, when we're dealing with eclipse energies, it's very fated. And I feel like it's really changing up a lot of things, what things that you're actually like interested in, like passion wise, passion in the reverse. I feel like a lot of Aries, what they usually are passionate in, it also kind of changed this past eclipse season. It wasn't just the solar eclipse, also with the lunar eclipse in Gemini. Gemini changes shit up. Okay, so I think that this past eclipse season, this most recent eclipses, has changed a lot of Aries minds. I feel like y'all were the ones who flipped the most. Okay. That's what I feel like. I feel like Aries have flipped a lot, and it was for a reason, but some of you flipped in the right direction, but some of y'all flipped in the wrong direction. And it's really affecting, what I'm picking up is really affecting where you're going to go with your vitality. Okay, where you're going with your vitality and your physical body. For some of you, like I said, it's a 50-50. Some of you, you made the right choice. Some of you are heading in the right direction because you chose the path. You chose the path of health as well, is what I'm picking up. Some of you chose that path. That was the smart decision. You chose, you chose to make sure that your soul is protected in a very not just a, I don't want to say beautiful. I'm getting a picture of beautiful, like something beautiful, but like your vessel is like kind of like a crystalline, vessel, physical body. Like you're really protecting. You're really taking care of your temple. It's some. I think I pick up some of you Aries have chosen that affirmation, and which I think is a beautiful thing. Um, I'm picking up like Aries, some Aries are really choosing to do that. And that's what's going to bring them their what's going to help them manifest their visions and their dreams and their goals that pertains to their purpose, their long-term path. And making sure, because Aries is the warrior, it's very important for Aries, in my opinion, to take care of their bodies. I really honestly do. You're when you take care of your body turns into like a warrior like body. And I feel like that's with any Aries sun, Aries moon, Aries moon, and Aries risings. Um if you really took care of your physical body this year, I feel like you're going to reap the benefits of it next year, where you're going to be able to do a lot more things with, physically. So you might be surprised where if you learn, like, let's just say some of you might also learn how to do gymnastics next year, or learn how to do a martial arts. I see a lot of Aries learning new things next year physically. I foresee them, and they're probably going to excel in it pretty quickly, way quicker than normal. I really see Aries being, like I said, like it's going to be where like y'all, like we ain't gonna want to fuck with you type of Aries, and like 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 fighting and stuff. I feel like Aries is not playing around. So I feel like when you chose that, like you chose a blissful vitality. You chose a route of, I feel like you're going to be in your best shape ever next year. Is what I picked up with this pool if you chose the right direction. And which is very funny, I feel like it's going to be the flip. It's going to be a very hot and cold, obvious, like anyone who knows any Aries out there, I feel like you're going to see the difference. Okay, you're going to really see just how high their energy is, or how low their energy is, or where their conscious at, where it's high, or where it's just it ain't there. They're just unconscious. Like I feel like we're going to see that the most with Aries. And it's going to be very interesting because I feel like when they chose the low route, and like I said, I'm not going to tell you what they got involved in or whatever the case may be. I just know, and I pick up the vibe that it's not going to go well for their vitality. Okay? It's not going to go well with their physical body. And I feel like this eclipse energy, like I said, if you're not choosing yourself in a passionate way with passion in the reverse, if you didn't choose yourself, Aries, I just feel like you are pretty much reversing pretty much because I could see, I just picture like a very healthy Aries who chose the wrong route in life. And you're just going to see how it just turns completely around for them. I'm not going to mention any, anything. I don't want them to manifest certain things, but I'm just picturing a very high and cold because their health is going to really matter next year for a lot of Aries. And if you chose the wrong route, you're going to see the result of that. And I feel like this eclipse energy is really, and also mental health, like mental health is very big. I feel like mental health is coming up big next year for Aries too. Mental health is going to be very big next year. Um, I'm really picking up a lot of that. Um, and like I said, it's a very extreme. I'm just picking up two different worlds with Aries, two different, complete, separate worlds. And it's kind of difficult to do is because it's like I'm trying to, envision Aries, on one path, and then I'm trying. This period is very important for Aries because we're not out of eclipse season until we have the full moon in Cancer. I feel like if you come across this video, Aries, and I think you know what I'm talking about, we're not going to mention certain things on this video because I don't want them fucking up with my live. I don't want them fucking up with my YouTube shit. Okay. But what I'm just going to say, if you come across this video and you have not made a decision yet, think about your physical body. Okay. Think about your vitality. Okay. Your body is a temple. And you have to take care of your temple, especially if you want to move forward with your future. And I hope you're choosing things that you're passionate in. If it doesn't bring you passion, like I said, it's going to show next year. I just see, like I said, I just see either Aries, on one path, they're taking care of themselves. They're attracting because I feel like a lot of Aries are going to run into their soulmates next year. Potentially, I feel like next year is a big soulmate year for you, Aries. Especially after Mars is done with his retrograde. He's going to end up on the complete opposite end of the chart in the second half of the year. So I just feel like next year is a good year for soulmate energies or attracting the right partner to you, or partnership, business wise, or, partner in crime. um like I picture like a beautiful, just like a beautiful year for Aries. They're fighting for the right causes. They're very powerful. um Powerful leaders. um I just picture a lot of good things for that Aries that chose their purpose, they chose their mission, they chose what they're passionate in, they chose themselves. And you're in a period where, especially if you had not made that decision yet, if you're in that period still where you're trying to figure out what to do, choose you. Choose yourself, Aries. Choose you. Don't choose your current relationship. Choose you. And if you choose you, if it's meant to stay, that relationship, it will stay. If it's not meant to stay, it's not meant to stay. If you go the other route, Aries, if you take the other route, like I said, I feel like it's just a downward spiral down a mountain, is what I'm picturing for Aries. Just a downward spiral, just rolling down the mountain. because they chose short term. They chose to fill a void. They chose something from the external world that was not meant to help them. They chose to actually go against spiritual humanity. It's a very deep. That's those are the things I'm picturing for Aries for 2021. It's a very difficult, like it's a split. That's the best way I could put it. It's a split. Aries is going to be the ultimate split. So I don't know what else to say for Aries. Like I said, it could be a powerful relationship year, or it could be a big heartbreak. It can be a year where you're manifesting so many good things, or you're manifesting things that you had no business to be part of. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it right here for a little bit. My stuff has to charge up a little bit. I'm going to be back on both platforms to try to finish. Probably go through Taurus through. We'll try to get through Taurus through Leo, and then if I don't finish all that tonight, we'll do it probably tomorrow early afternoon. So I hope my messages thus far resonates, and I will see y'all a little bit later. I'll be back. Peace.